Hello there, Big Bold Reviews coming right at you. So, what's this one all about? Again, it's about the old Perfect Draft. Obviously done quite a few keg review videos now. Did the old 6 months on, that went down quite well. A lot of people like that video. 20 tips, 20 Perfect Draft tips. Thought that got a few likes. Hopefully that video helped a few people. But still, there's got to be a fair few people that are still researching this little beauty and thinking, yes, I can outlay the old cost of the machine. I can do that. But what is the cost? What's the real cost of the Perfect Draft machine? Now, obviously, it varies massively for everybody because it depends, in the end of the day, how much you sup. It just does. Not only that, it depends what you sup, because some of the kegs quite a bit more expensive than others. It does make a big difference. But what you've got to think is, what are you doing right now without that machine? So, admittedly, at the moment, it's not normal situ in terms of pub visits. It's just not. So many people that are probably looking into this are missing that pub draft experience, that pub beer. And that's fair enough. Some people might be just thinking, well, I've had a fair few tins, had a fair few cans, had a fair few bottles over the past 6, 8 months, however long it is. They've done me proud. There's some good ones, there's some quality ones, but I'm missing that draft beer quality. For me, I know pubs have opened, I know they've reopened and stuff. It's nice. It's nice to go in there, socialise with a few friends, and it is only a few. It's good. It's good to have a change of scenery. It's good to get out the old four walls. But it's still not quite the same as it was, is it? Let's face it, you've just not got that social kind of atmosphere, that buzz. There's not that buzz about the pubs. There's just not at the moment. And there probably won't be for quite a while. But regardless of that, it did make me reflect on how lucky I've been having this machine over the past, 7 months now. But, like I say, there's a cost. There is a cost. Obviously there's the outlay of the machine in the first place. So you're looking around, 220 quid, 230 quid on Beerhawk. There's various different packages, different bundles. Costco also, they sell them now as well. And it looks very, very cheap for a start, but then obviously they do the old excluding VAT and stuff like that. You pop that on, it's basically the same price. It's the same price. So basically, bare bones machine at the moment on Beerhawk, you're looking at $219.99. 220 of your finest. Yeah? So that's what you've got. Obviously you buy that, you've got nothing to sup. So you do need a keg. So it is well worth going for a bundle. Myself, as it stands right now, I would bang down the old Oktoberfest bundle. That's probably only around for a few more months. But I think you get the Steins with that as well. Cracking deal, because I've also recorded a Spaten review, Spaten Oktoberfest review, which will be coming out soon. I've already done the Lowenbrow Oktoberfest, and those two little beauties, whoo, yeah, I would go for that bundle. I really would. But bare bones machine, you're looking at 220 snips. So, thinking about the value of it, and here in Britain, we have got a very good reason for buying this kind of machine. That's because the average British consumer sups 9.7 litres of alcohol a year. Now, that for a 4%er is 427 pints. That's some beer. Now, I've looked at some of the latest research online, trying to find some prices around the country, and I'll come on to that in a minute. There's a reason for that. But on average, the cost of a pint has risen by 24 pence. Now, you often see these kind of little rises like that, or, I don't know, quite steep rises, whatever you like to think of it. But, over time, obviously, it does make a difference. I mean, when you're in the pub, you're not going to moan over 24p. You're generally not. But over time, it all mounts up. So now, in 2020, you're looking on average at £3.94 a pint, which is an increase of 6%, or 4 times inflation. But we're still talking, obviously, draft beer, and that's what we're talking with this little beauty. So you really have to put it in that kind of perspective of how much are you willing to pay for the draft beer that you like. And then there's the important factor of where you live. Okay, so if you're looking at London, unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But you're paying an average of £5.19 a pint. Now, there's some people watching this now and they'll be going, "You what? I'm not living in London for that reason." But obviously, you know, it's relative in a way because wages are higher and stuff. But £5.19 a pint. In fact, it's one of the 5 most expensive places in the world to drink. Yeah. Admittedly, some are a few leaps ahead. If you're looking at Doha in Qatar, I don't know if I pronounce that very well, but I'll tell you what, don't go there if you want to sup a load of pints. Reason being, the average is £10.58. 10 quid! £10! I remember the first time I pulled out a note to pay for a pint, a fiver. I think it was at the Lansdowne in London. And it was for a pint of Fruity. Yeah. And yeah, it was many a moon ago, but I was a bit gutted. Whereas if you go to Caracas in Venezuela, now you're talking. Because you're paying, on average, 33p a pint. Boom. That's where you want to go, innit? Don't know how good it is. I mean, perhaps terrible drink, but 33p. So Brighton, Cambridge, Edinburgh and Oxford, they complete the top 5 most expensive places in the UK to drink. But if you're looking at the other end, you're looking at like Swansea and Perth, they're the cheapest. Just to add to the kind of fun facts of this video, Blackpool and Middlesbrough are among the heaviest drinkers in the UK, okay? So, I mean, that was a 2018 stat, but yeah, some of the heaviest drinkers there. So, you've got to think how much you're paying for your average pint, do you need draft beer, and where do you live? So there's those considerations to be taken into account. Now, I've also seen some people saying other things need to be taken into account as well, such as the running costs of it. Now, you know, you're looking at cheaper than a TV, but then a TV's not on all the time. It's a 70 watt consumption max. It's about 40 watts generally on average. You know, so you're looking around about £1 a week. But yeah, depending on obviously your supplier and stuff like that, probably varies by, you know, region as well. But it's not masses. It's not masses. Then you've got your kegs. You've got your kegs as well. And I mean, obviously, the more you buy, the more you're paying out. Obviously, but you've got the old fact that you've got the £5 kind of cash back, but it's in tokens. You know, so do you take that off? Then also, you generally don't pay full whack straight off the bat for your kegs anyway, because you can find like 10% and 15% off deals. You look at the face value of a keg and it looks pretty expensive. You take those kind of factors into account and the price does start to come down. So what I've done is I've thought about all those factors, pulled them all together, including all of those kind of average beer costs across the country. I've pulled together a bit of a database and basically put that on the website because I have just launched the Big Bold Reviews website. bigboldreviews.co.uk. Have a look. So what I'm going to do now is something a little bit different. I'm going to do a bit of a website simulation, have a chat over it, show you how to use that calculator and show you what the results are. But it's well worth you having a go to see what the prices are like in your region and how much that little baby there is costing you compared to pub prices. So here we go, Big Bold Reviews website. Hopefully I'll only be a little thing in the bottom corner of this if it all plays out alright. here I am. Here's my little man, just here. Welcome to the site. Real honest, smooth views. Right, let's have a look. So you got your vlog, you got your view all videos. You know, you can view all the videos like this one from the site. And also follow me on various things. So you got like your YouTube, you got your Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Do it all. It's well worth it. Cracking content. Alright, so then you basically got your contact me form here as well, should you want to contact me. But this video is about cost comparison of the Perfect Draft, and we're talking pubbage. So how's it play out? Let's have a look. So what you've got, because I've done a fair few videos now on the old Perfect Draft and it's kegs and stuff, you've got a Perfect Draft link. Now over time, as I do different types of review sets, whether or not that'll stay, who knows. Might do specialist videos or whatever, not anything dodge, but you know, and then have a drop down and different stuff. But anyway, this one's about the Perfect Draft. Let's have a look at him. So here's the page, and this is what I'm talking about. Here's the tool that I've put together, Perfect Draft Cost Comparison. So this has got several bits of different kind of info, different criteria that you can just, you know, select, and then it'll give you a quick old summary at the bottom. Yeah, hopefully, if it still works. It worked a minute ago. So let's have a look. So if you buy in bulk your kegs, you generally get either a 10% discount or a 15% discount. Yeah, if you're a member of certain like Facebook groups and things like that, then again you might get 15% discount. So you can basically say what discount you want to take into account. Let's go for a 3 keggage 10% discount. Now, as you know, when you return your kegs, you get £5 back. So, you know, you can either say I don't want to take that into account, or I do, because in the end of the day you still have got to spend it on the Beer Hawk website. So it's not really cash in your pocket, but you know, if you're going to spend it on beer anyway, it's £5 back. So there we go, let's have that. Now the machine, obviously if you're going down the pub and drinking your draft beers, you ain't got to buy a machine, have you? So you know, you've got to think, you've got to take that into account. You can take it into account over 1, 2 or 3 years. Let's take it into account over 1 year, just for the sake of it. Now this one, yeah, I did consider should I put this in or not, but then I do see quite a few people saying how much are they to run. People panic because they're running stuff, you know what I mean, and they're running stuff all the time, and that's fair dues, you know. But it's a little fridge. It's less than a TV, but let's take it into account anyway. So the running costs here, and I've done some of the old calculations just above. You know, take it into account. Let's take into account the running costs of about £1 a week, whatever it is. And then this one's the biggie. I think this is what's often overlooked. So depending on what you're actually drinking, you will often pay more in the pub, and you do on the kegs as well. But I think that difference then starts to really come into play. So what do you drink most? Do you want to base this calculation on just an average pint? Right, so that's obviously all the beer consumed and, like, you know, just averaged out. As I was discussing earlier, different regions, different amount. But lager's generally cheaper than IPA. Again, IPA is generally cheaper than those really high premium ABV beers. So if you're looking like a Duval or a Chimay or a Quack, for example, high costage, yeah, you're generally only getting half a pint of them. So, because they are costing a lot more. I'm an IPA drinker mostly, so there we go, selecting IPAs. Now this is the little biggie, just here. So once I've selected the city, hopefully, it'll give me a calculation on how it compares the Perfect Draft to pub prices in your area. So let's have a look. So here we go, we've got a fair few areas here, and I've brought in data from somewhere else, that website I mentioned earlier. You know, brought that all into the old database, and basically that's what it's using for these calculations. So let's go just for a random York. Let's go for it. And there we go. So it gives you a little summary. So for kegs with 10% discount, we're taking into account beer tokens of £5 for each keg returned, and you want to consider the machine costs over 1 year. Yeah, you are going to consider the running costs, and you are mostly an IPA drinker, so we'll compare against your average IPA cost in your area. Finally, you live in or are close to York. So here we go, 10 pints a week, perfect draft cost, £31.65, yeah, that's your keg of IPA, yeah. But that's also taking into account, obviously there, your £5 off for your keg return and your 10% discount. So your cost per pint, £3.17, yeah. Pub cost, £47.90. Pub cost per pint, £4.79, yeah. Difference each week, £16.25. Now, fair play, you know. Now I have said difference each week rather than saving, and there's a good reason for that. I am not encouraging anybody to drink 10 pints a week, okay? So I'm not saying the more you drink, the more you save. I am not saying that. So that's why I've put difference each week just there. And I'll give you what calculation I've basically based that on. So you have got the city of York, and then I've put what the average pint cost is based on the data that I'll put into the old table. Now, if that's totally wrong, let me know, you know, because that is 2020 August kind of data that's from that survey. If it's way out in your area, let me know and I'll just amend it in the database and that'll update. But there you go. Hopefully that's a handy little tool. Hopefully this worked, you know, just running through the website and me being in the corner just narrating and chatting and stuff. Give it a go. So, bigboldreviews.co.uk and then just click on Perfect Draft, or you can go /perfectdraft.php. Bing bang bosh. Give it a blast. So there it is. There it is. You know, hope you like the website. Give it a little blast. Let me know how it can improve, because I'm sure it can. If the prices in your region are way out, again, just drop me a message or something on one of the social media channels and I will amend. Very quick to do. And it basically will then give other people a bit of better guidance, won't it? I do see quite often people saying, you know, it's expensive, or, you know, what about the running costs and things like that. So I thought it was worth putting together. Let me know though, if it's not. I ain't going to do anything about it, but just let me know, because I like all kind of interaction, good or bad. Like I say, the old Spate and Oktoberfest review is coming up. That's well in the making. I think I've already given away that it's a pretty damn fine pint, but that's next. And all I would say is, if you are thinking about getting one, you know, if you've got a mate with one or something like that, go round their house and give it a go. Give it a blast. Have a look at the range of beers that are on it, because there's some absolute gems. And I mean, I don't think I've tried half of them yet. Obviously, you do have to bear in mind there is an element of willpower, because you haven't got to leave the house. You haven't got to go down the pub. So, it's there. It's there. So, are you going to drink more? Maybe for a start, you probably will. The novelty value is there. Maybe long term you will. Who knows? But obviously just keep check of it. Set yourself a limit. Say, I'm going to have so many a week, so many a month, whatever it is. Set yourself a limit. It's all about limits, isn't it? But yeah, let me know what you think to the old calculator, or how it can be improved. And till next time, cheers.